Check, check, check.
I think all the core members have joined. Please put message, the link in your class groups, guys, so that others also will join. I think the students are slowly joining. We will start our program in maybe 2 minutes. Roshni, is everything ready? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, just joining. So I'm just admitting everyone. So I couldn't.
Yes, ma'am. We'll just wait for 2 more minutes.
Okay.
The guest is also ready to join us. So after 2 minutes, she'll be joining us.
Yes, ma'am. Everything's ready.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
Roshni, you can start, ma.
Okay, ma'am. Just a minute.
Ananta, ma'am, shall we go ahead with the program?
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the expert talk on process of innovation. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the expert talk on process of innovation development and technology readiness level. I would like to thank Reverend Father Principal Dr. Sundar Reddy, IIC convener Dr. Ananta Lakshmi ma'am, ILC faculty coordinator Padmaja ma'am. Ma'am, there is some problem. Somebody's mic is open. That is why everything is, echoing again.
Yeah, I will look to it. You go ahead, ma.
Okay. If you always do what you always did, you will always get what you always got. We would all agree that innovation and technology are two very strong pillars of today's business, especially in this competitive cooperative world where there is a new product and update of new technology every day. We need to keep ourselves updated with them. Every genius was once called fool. Not everybody is capable of understanding the innovation. So the main goal for this session is to make people understand that innovation has a process. The development of innovation and acceptance by people, it is a whole process and it takes times. And also we should be able to estimate the maturity of technology. Light is an ancient symbol of understanding and intellectual thought. It is the opposite of ignorance and darkness. Almost universally, the dark is considered to be frightening, associated with things we cannot understand. Light is said to conquer the darkness and to bring everybody out of the chaos. With this thought, let us start the session by lighting the lamp. Estimate the maturity of technology. Now Mahalakshmi will be reading the prayer.
Dear God, you know our needs, you know our desire, I pray that you will guide us as we begin this seminar. May we focus first on your will for my life, putting your desires and your plan above my own wishes and wants. Open doors to new opportunities that you desire for me and equip me with the skills, knowledge, and wisdom we need to take. Give me confidence that can only come from you and give me humility too. I trust you, Lord. My life is in your hands. Thank you for being near to me every step of my way and providing me with everything I need. May this all be in your glory. In your name, Amen.
Students, if you on your camera, it will be good. Vinya ma'am, welcome to the seminar. All the dignitaries, Vinya madam is a vice president of our IIC. And all the class students, ask your friends to join.
I would like to welcome IIC. I would like to welcome our principal, Dr. Sundar Reddy, who is the backbone of this event. Dr. D. Sundar Reddy, principal of St. Joseph Degree and PG College. He has 12 years of experience in the field of education. He obtained a doctoral degree in English language, teaching from JNTU Hyderabad. He holds several other educational qualifications in the area of business management, education, and arts. He worked as principal in St. Mary's Century Degree College, Secunderabad, from 2012 to 2018. Prior to that, he worked as vice president in St. Joseph's Degree and PG College from 2008 to 2012. Father was recently honored with Best Teacher Award by the Government of Telangana and received prestigious award from Srimati Pattola Sabita Indra Reddy, the Honorable State Education Minister on 5th September 2021. He participated in 30 seminars, conferences, and presented 5 papers in the conferences. He published 20 papers in reputed international national journals in domain of management, education, and literature, and out of which 5 papers are Scopus published. He authored 3 conference proceedings and 1 book on soft skills. He was the convener for more than 10 international, national, regional seminars. Under his leadership, the Department of Business Management of St. Joseph Degree and PG College introduced 2 new undergraduate courses, namely BBA Financial Market in collaboration with National Stock Exchange and BBA Honors, and 1 postgraduate course, Postgraduate Diploma in Business Management (PGDM). The intake of MBA program also increases from 120 students to 180. He was awarded MPhil Educator Award for the Best Principal of the Year 2019 by Rampos Education Society in Raga Global Award 2019 function on 13th October 2019. He was awarded Special Recognition Outstanding Academic Leadership Award by Global Entrepreneur Grid in Global Entrepreneur Award function 2020. The college received the Best College Award for rendering exemplary services in the field of education from Sri K. Chandrasekhar Rao, Chief Minister of Telangana, Government of Telangana, and Telangana State Christian Finance Corporation during Christmas dinner program on 21st December 2021. I would like to welcome IIC convener Dr. Ananta Lakshmi ma'am. I would also request her to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, I would like to thank our principal, who is a motivator behind this IIC establishment. And I would like to thank Vinya Madam as a Vice President. President is our beloved principal, Father Sundareddy. And the Vice Principal is Mary Vinay Sheila Madam, our Dean Academics. And ever active and dynamic and multitasker Padmaja Ma'am, today coordinator of this seminar. Students, all of you, this you take it as an opportunity and learn the things. Before you're going to innovate a thing or pitch your idea and all, these type of seminars and experts advice you need to take so that you can, without fail, you can go ahead with further. Now, I'll also appreciate Kevin and other coordinators, student coordinators for excellent program you have done in a formal way of program and the way you are coordinating good, and ask other students in your sections to join. Okay, now I can, students, you can carry on with the other part of the study. Thank you all.
Over to Harshita, who will be reading the profile of Dr.E.Vijaya ma'am, who is our guest for today's program.
Good afternoon, everyone. I, Harshita Vasant here. Now I'd like to introduce E.Vijaya ma'am. Good afternoon, E.Vijaya ma'am. Dr. E.Vijaya ma'am, working as a faculty member at National Institute for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. As organization of the Ministry of MSME, Government of India, ma'am's areas of expertise includes financial management, SMME, financing, taxation, project appraisal, international financial and entrepreneurship development. Dr. E.Vijaya ma'am has published 5 books and 21 papers at national and international journals. Ma'am also had presented 15 papers at international and national conferences at reputed institutions such as Doctoral Colloquium, IIT Kharagpur and Bangalore, IIT Madras and ABS, Singapore, University of Dhaka and Bangladesh. Ma'am has organized various national and international executive development programs in the area of financial, accounting and taxation. For international delegates, sponsored entrepreneur development program, women entrepreneurship development program, faculty development program, special EDPs on financial solar technologies, FDPs on entrepreneurship development, and conducted more than 100 awareness workshops on entrepreneurship awareness, MSME schemes, GSTs, and public procurement policies. As a representative from Ministry of MSME, Government of India, Dr. E.Vijaya ma'am attended 15 days international training program at Jakarta and Bangkok, and also in Indonesia, and also has attended 3 national level training programs at Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneur, New Delhi, National Institutes of Financial Management, Faridabad, and National Academy of Customs, Executes and Narcotics, Mumbai. Ma'am also performed additional in charge as Chief Minister Officer at MSME and also recruiter as at MSME. Ma'am is also in charge for Entrepreneurship Development Center and GST Cell at MSME to support MSME in creating awareness on MSME schemes, form registration, TPR, and preparation, and GST other consulting services. Thank you. Now I'd like to welcome E.Vijaya to continue the session.
So thank you all. First of all, good afternoon to all. And first of all, I would like to thank Padmaja Madam for inviting me as a resource person for this expert talk as a program you are conducting under IIC activity. And I would like to thank the management of St. Joseph Degree and PG College and IIC cell convener and the faculty members who are the members of this Institution Innovation Council at St. Joseph Degree and PG College for organizing such an interesting topic for the benefit of the students, those who want to take up their entrepreneurial activities as a part of this innovation and incubation centers. Okay, so as already has given a brief introduction about myself, is Dr. Vijaya. I'm a faculty member at National Institute for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, and it is an organization under the Ministry of MSME, Government of India. Because as you are all the degree and commerce students, mostly BCom or MBA, MCom students, you are having a subject on entrepreneurship development, ED. Okay, so wherein you will learn about various institutions which will support for setting up of your enterprises, where you will study about the Institute of NICET. Because earlier National Institute for MSME is called as a NICET, National Institute for Small Industry Extension Training Center. But right now, after the amendment of Government of India, it has been renamed as National Institute for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise. And I can say it is one of the pioneer training institution. I can say it's the mother of entrepreneurship. Because you people in entrepreneurship development learn about the experiment of Kakinada experiment. So this is an experiment basically which is conducted for creating an entrepreneurial motivation to take up the entrepreneurship activity. So that entrepreneurial motivation testing like Kakinada experiment has been done with one of the famous psychologists like David McClan with National Institute for MSME in the year of 1965. Okay, so that is what the great history is having, the institute which is having more than 50 years. It has been established in the year 1962. So completed successfully the 50 years, and the next coming July we are going to celebrate the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of the institution. So why I'm giving this institution? Because the students, you people have learned many things about your subjects and also from the books and also regarding the class and everything. But when it comes to practicality, like basically after completing your graduation, basically you people go focusing on how to crack a good job in a good MNC company. But right now, if you are seeing about the present Indian economy, majority of people, you know that our present government is basically focusing on the Make in India initiative. As Make India as a Make India as a manufacturing hub. Okay, so this was the motive of the present day government, and it is basically focusing on the Startup India and Stand Up India initiatives. And recently you have seen the yesterday's budget also. So when you have seen the yesterday's budget updates, so wherein the government has given the huge funds for the entrepreneurship and skill development scheme. Earlier they have allocated 500, now 25% of increase in the funds which has been allocated for this entrepreneurship and skill development activities. So this incubation centers is also a part of the entrepreneurship and skill development scheme, which is sponsored by the Ministry of MSME Government of India. And this IIC, you people are saying it is under the Ministry of HRD initiatives, but let it be whatever it may be the incubation when we are talking about, especially to make you people as job creators. Because as you are seeking that after completing my graduation and the post-graduation, I have to get a good job, I have to place in an MNC company. So instead of that, this, especially the ED cells and incubation centers, the main objective is to make the students to be ready for creating the jobs. So they want to make their students to be the job creators. Okay, so because if you are an employer, then you can provide the job employment opportunities to the others. And especially when I'm talking about the small entrepreneurs like you people, we are calling it as a micro, small and medium enterprise. In India, this MSME sector is gaining much importance. Because if you see the last 2 years onwards of the Indian economy, we are seeing that the COVID-19 pandemic, everyone has seen that this COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted the economy. But disruption always leads to innovation. Okay, disruption always leads to generation of new ideas. Okay, so disruption always leads to the new opportunities. Okay, so this COVID-19 scenario is also given opportunities to establishment of the new enterprises, which is having a huge demand in the present scenario. And to support especially the micro, small and medium enterprises, the government has come up with the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan reforms. Hope you people know in the last years, the government has come up with these reforms, Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan reforms, wherein nearly 20 lakh crore the government has been allocated for the upliftment of the economy. Out of 20 lakh crore, nearly 6 lakhs crore the government has allocated for the sustenance and the growth of micro, small and medium enterprises. So that means because this is the sector which is a backbone of any country's economy. And you see this micro enterprises which is generating nearly 114 million employment opportunities in the country. And nearly half of the exports has been generated from this sector. So that's why the government and all the ministries is basically focusing on making the skill going for the entrepreneurship and skill development activities. So in order to make the people, especially to the youth, become the entrepreneurs. Okay, because recent statistics, like when we have see the statistics also, especially in Indian economy, nearly 60% of the population will be in the age of youth, like minimum of 20 to 35 years. We are saying that youth cannot be sit idle. Okay, so you are always doing some productive activities. Okay, so when the population where the majority of the people are youth, so they have to utilize these opportunities and they have to utilize these benefits to establish their own enterprises. That is what the basic theme of establishing the Make in India concept in our economy. So this is possible only with the support of the educational institutions and the schools and also the colleges. Because see, right now we are talking about the ED cells and IICs and everything. Okay, so that is at the higher education levels like degree and PG colleges level. But you see in Indonesia, like already one of the students has given me a profile, we have attended a training program in Indonesia, like for the establishment and development of the SME industry, where the Indonesian government they are implementing this ED concept, like innovation concept at the school level. Okay, so because here we are calling it the entrepreneurs, but at the school level, they are making the students to come up with new innovations and supporting the students those who are coming with new innovations to make their product is available for commercialization. So they are called them as entrepreneurs. Okay, so that innovation they have started at school level itself, so that whatever the ideas that has been generated at school level, they start slowly implementing and they making it into the effective way so that it can be commercialized into the market. So this is what the things are going on the developing economy. So as India is having a huge population of, we are in the number 2 in the world with regard to the population, and majority of the population is of youth, like you people, those who are going to be the future leaders and future generators regarding the setting up of the enterprises and all the leading activities in the economy. So there is a dearth of need for you all to understand what is the need of, that we are focusing on entrepreneur. Innovation should be the must. Okay, so in that perspective, today's the session I'm just giving you and enlightening you. So don't think that it should be a regular class activity where the faculty will give you the information, you have to sit and listen and complete the session. It's not the way. So you have to participate, okay, and you have, if you are having any queries, because see, we are having regular workshops with the various colleges to creating an awareness about the entrepreneurship, innovation, incubation centers, okay, schemes and government support. So like that, we are having a session with one of the degree college in Chennai, wherein it is a women's college, because for your people I'm just giving. So wherein in the degree college itself, 50% of the girls, they have started their enterprises. Some of the other activity in a small scale. Okay, like we are seeing that in the present scenario, there is a huge demand for healthy, people are giving more preference for the health consciousness. Okay, so people are giving preference for the nutritious food. Okay, so wherein, so they are grabbing the opportunity, like we are going for like the manufacturing of dry fruit laddu. For example, preparation of dry fruit laddu. If I want to purchase a dry fruit laddu, if we are going to sweet shop, they may give it for 40 rupees for one. Okay, so within that, see, it should be very costly and it should be very difficult for the lower level and middle income people to buy that. Okay, so in that case, one of the lady, like you people, okay, so like you girls, so one of the lady, she's from Nagpur, so she's also one of the candidate in our entrepreneurship program. She started manufacturing the dry fruit laddu with the powder and also some protein and nutritious mix. Okay, so wherein she is giving nearly for 200 rupees 6 laddus. Sorry, so 150 rupees 6 laddus. Okay, so that means with less cost, she is giving a better quality food so that people can get attracted. Because usually we will see, okay, we will get many messages in the WhatsApp like ban China products, but people will not listen like that. Because if you are seeing about the China bazaar, China market, okay, the same plastic product is available at our shops, it will be at 20 rupees. In China mall, it will be 5 rupees. Why this rate differences? Because both are require the manufacturing of materials and everything, but why their product will be at lesser cost and our product will be more cost? Okay, so and what is the strategies they are adapting to produce the quality product at a lesser rate? Okay, so because innovation, it is not only the technicality, innovation involves all things and that, like how the technicality will move into commercialization. because you are having a technical knowledge and you are developing a new technologies. But how to commercialize the idea is very, very important for a startup to understand. Okay, so that is what the major scenario regarding the present scenario, that how to develop this innovation process, okay, and how to commercialize, how to develop the business feasibility and how to commercialize your product so that it will ultimately satisfy the customers. Because ultimately we are all learning about, you're all studying about the subjects of accounts, finance and everything. Ultimately, when you're setting up of any enterprises, if you are doing a business, the main objective is what? Profit motive. Okay, so when you, how to get the profits? Because profits, it is not possible once you complete one cycle. Okay, because after crossing the break even only, we can start generating the margins. So to achieve the break even, how difficult for the small enterprises to be sustained? This is very, very important for you all to understand it at this juncture, because this IIC cell will give you a great opportunity for you all at this juncture to understand all this awareness. Because right now, as a government organization, we are conducting many schemes and we are organizing many programs. But the major problem what we are facing is lack of awareness. In that case, I can appreciate the initiatives taken by the IIC cell of your management. So the taking up of here to take the risk. Okay. So because in which you are leading, knowledge will be made them if you are accepted. So that's why talking about the research, where we are, it should be a transformation of money into knowledge, because where we are putting the money to get a good, no, we are trapped into money. That is able to make you understand the people's problems or their problems, then only your idea materialized. Okay, so this is what about the innovation. It's a transformation of knowledge. Okay, and when I talk about the innovation, it should be an association between both invention and investment. Okay, so innovation must consisting of 3 I's. I can say one is the invent, innovate, and invest. Okay, so invent is nothing but creating into offline to the online education. So that's why we are coming up with this WebEx platform, Zoom platform. Okay, earlier we doesn't have all this much platforms, because see, we are all habituated to coming to the physical classes. So right now it is transforming into the online. So there are many platforms which is available to get our interactions and also the meetings. Okay, so there they have come up with a solution that what the people are facing the problems. Okay, then only you can commercialize your solution. Is nothing but you sell your product. Okay, so this is what the basic understanding of the innovation. It consisting of 3 I's, like you have to focusing on invent, like new ideas, and innovate, where you have to match the problems with the solution. Then only you can commercialize your product. Okay, so this is the simple topic on the simple ability. And fourth will be the business plan. Okay, so here in the innovation, first of all, we have to focusing on whether the idea is strongly enough to justify moving forward. Okay, so whatever the idea you are coming up with, okay, so whether this idea will be justified for the moving forward, in the sense, will it be acceptable to move forward your business? Okay, and is the business proposition strong enough to justify you moving forward? So whatever the ideas that you have formed to start your own business, okay, so will it be enough? Will it be sufficient? Will it be feasible? Feasible in the sense viable. Okay, so will it be viable to move forward to the next continuous long-term period? Because always in your accounting, we are knowing about the accounting concept of the going concern. That means we want to establish a business, it must be going concern, like it must have a long-term sustenance. It is not for a short term. Like today I have started, I have completed one cycle of business, I can shut down my operation. It is not the business. Whenever you are thinking about the business, it must have a long-term planning for sustainability. It must have to adapt the short-term strategies to adapt the new innovations. Okay, so then only the business will be continue in the long run. Okay, so this is what the basic steps in the process of the innovation. And before going to the process of innovation, I just want to play a video to understand how the new innovative ideas has been taken place in this COVID pandemic scenario to grab the market share. Okay, because this will enlighten you whatever we want to discuss in the next coming after the video. Whatever we are discussing, it will be completely related to the video, so that you can easily how they identify the new. I'm saying that innovation, it is cases. So what problems we are facing right now, in that only new innovations has been taken place. Okay, so this video will enlighten you like 3 to 4 cases are there, wherein you will understand how the particular cases has been gaining importance in this COVID pandemic scenario. And after that, I can continue with the presentation. There's a less. Ma'am, is the video screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Just please go through the video. It is not for your entertainment.
Ma'am, it's not. Still, it is loading, ma'am.
I have not started right now. I have not started, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. See, please understand the video that how they identify the new innovative ideas, so that it will be a discussion for us in the next after completion of the video. So I'm starting the video. If it is not audible or anything, please let me know.
Familiar story about COVID-19. The crisis is boosting innovation with the emergence of brand new ideas.
mRNA vaccine, a new technology.
And with the application of existing ones in surprising new ways.
The crisis has caused an acceleration in adoption of technologies.
This is pushing the world further into the future.
We've had to build more airplanes than we ever have before.
Often at breakneck speed.
With this posting of £50 million.
Businesses are being forced to adapt.
Well, oh, thank you. Amazing.
Or face extinction.
Another hammer blow to Britain's retail sector.
This upsurge in innovation will bring lasting change for good and bad.
Could you get into your computer? This is my kid's future.
So what lessons can be learned as the world looks towards the post-pandemic era?
There is an opportunity for innovation to stay at the cutting edge.
I haven't seen this. Is this a new piece? What is this part?
What's the front of the fuse?
Got it.
This is the headquarters of Zipline, a drone manufacturing company.
Is it 3D printed?
Yeah.
Oh, this is plastic now, yeah. Oh, yeah, totally.
Since the pandemic, the business has really taken off. Drone technology has been around for a while. But during the pandemic, it's starting to realize its considerable potential. With social distancing the new normal, health systems around the world are now looking at drones as a new and better way to deliver products, such as blood, cancer treatments, and vaccines.
Every hospital system and health system on Earth is suddenly trying to reconfigure itself to a new reality, to extend the reach of the hospital system directly into the home, enabling care closer to where patients live. So they have to travel less, it's more convenient, and the patient takes less risk of getting infected if they need to access general care.
From mid-June to September 2020, Zipline delivered more than 100,000 medical products, as many as over the previous 3 years.
And we've done a few things. Center covers right now.
When did that change?
Weeks ago.
Perhaps the most significant change has come in countries with strict airspace laws. In May 2020, an emergency license was issued in America, allowing Zip to fly long-range delivery drones through controlled airspace for the first time. And in December, American regulators issued new rules allowing drones to fly over people and at night. This looser approach is accelerating the shift towards more states receiving medical supplies in a more efficient and productive way.
So we're seeing hospital systems that previously thought they had 10 years to kind of now they do 1 year.
World skies are some way off. COVID-19 has also accelerated the conversation around the use of drones beyond healthcare in a variety of new fields.
So I'll pop this out.
Zipline has partnered with retail giant Walmart. It's one of a number of companies due to begin trial deliveries of consumer products.
I think it's been really easy for people to understand the value. And there's a pretty intense sense of civic pride around the country leading the way in terms of showing how this new technology can save lives.
This kind of rapid adoption of emerging technologies has been called tech-acceleration. And it's a type of innovation that has been given
across the country.
Tech-acceleration is pushing companies further and faster into the future.
Exactly how many years into the future we've been pushed by this crisis varies. It depends on the behaviour, it depends on the country, but it does seem to be sort of the order of 5 years. So welcome to 2025.
Computing. The cloud had been around since the early 2000s.
Very rapidly.
As well as accelerating the adoption of developing technology to entirely new ideas.
A good example of a crisis that led to lots of invention would be the Second World War. So you get the first digital computers, which are used for code breaking.
We are collectively telling cafes, pubs, bars, and restaurants to close.
In most industries, the pandemic has boosted innovation by forcing companies to adopt ways of doing things purely as a matter of survival.
We have innovated for necessity.
Even for Michelin star restaurant owner David Moore. Lockdown forced him to place 90% of his staff on furlough, an emergency government scheme that pays the wages of workers.
For the business, it meant we had no income. I had thought that maybe we wouldn't be able to get back to doing what we did before.
So to save his business, David adopted something once unthinkable in a rarefied world of fine dining. A takeaway. The restaurant turned this into this.
Oh, thank you. Amazing.
A heat-at-home Michelin star ready meal. Now the restaurant's vegan box has proven so popular, it has been rolled out nationwide.
I definitely see online as something that's staying with us. It's totally invigorated the business.
Really, that sounds fair.
As businesses throughout the hospitality industry have been forced to adapt, the pandemic has fueled the rapid growth of the meal delivery industry. Globally, the total revenue of this industry is now expected to reach $182 billion by 2020, an increase of more than a third projected level in 2020. When the pandemic recedes, the innovative mindset many businesses have been forced to embrace look set to link. David, the unexpected success of his food delivery service points to a hybrid model for the future, one that will allow his chefs to continue to innovate in the kitchen.
Home delivery is not going to finish fine dining. Fine dining is here to stay. People want to be looked after. They want crisp linen. They want the waiters looking after them. And they want no washing up afterwards.
But while the pandemic has made innovation a necessity for some companies, it has also restricted opportunities for others. Amidst the huge economic downturn, companies have been consolidating. The third quarter of 2020 was the busiest for mergers and acquisitions in 3 decades. A trend that is likely to tilt resources for new thinking and new ideas further towards big companies.
By and large, big companies can continue to invest in difficult times. They can continue to take market share in a way that small companies can't. And so generally, this is leading to a sort of greater inequality between companies. It's a sort of big gets bigger phenomenon.
There are parts of America you can only scout if you come in here. The international harvester dealer and so on.
History also suggests that successful companies tend to start life more often in the good times than the bad. Of the biggest American firms founded since 1970, more than 80% were born during eras of growth. During economic downturns, life can be much harder for startups, which are so often the engines of innovation. But back in the booming world of online food delivery, some startups have found hungry investors.
So we just closed £250 million. Sorry, we just closed £250 million.
Sisters Ginny and Eki Newton run Karma Kitchen. It's a startup that offers flexible kitchen space, known as ghost kitchens, to cooks and restaurants catering mainly to the delivery market. While some ghost kitchens are owned by a single restaurant chain, Karma Kitchen has many different companies hot stationing under one roof, producing everything from West African donuts to tandoori curries. The company was founded 2 years ago, and the pandemic has transformed its fortunes.
What would have taken us potentially 3 years to achieve has now taken 8 months in terms of market demand.
The startup has recently opened its second ghost kitchen in London, and it has another 5 sites under construction. It plans to build many more ghost kitchens in residential and office hotspots across Europe.
We want to open 60 kitchen facilities, and that starts for us with the funding.
The ambition of fast-growing startups like Karma Kitchen can attract investors. But it can also end with a startup selling itself to a larger company with deeper pockets. And that brings its own risks.
We see from research on mergers and acquisitions, when an acquisition happens, the innovativeness of that small firm typically goes down. The question really is whether large conglomerates will be able to kill these startups in order for them to carry the front in terms of innovation, and for that innovation to then be disseminated into the rest of the organization.
For many large and small companies, working from home has been the most significant innovation to come out of the pandemic.
If you're putting your energy in focusing on your goals, they will grow.
In 2020, COVID-19 turned a little-known tech firm into one of the success stories of the pandemic. At the start of the year, about 10 million people were taking part in meetings over Zoom each day. But this had shot up to 300 million by April 2020. And the widespread adoption of remote working during the pandemic could lead to further innovation in future. More companies may be inclined to take risks and embrace new ideas in the coming years.
They've discovered that actually working from home can work really well. It doesn't seem to make people less productive. They make people more productive. That will mean that after the crisis, companies will be more willing to keep some of those behaviors, maybe have less business travel, maybe have more working from home, and maybe even dare to try other things that they were reluctant to. So it's just allowing them to be tested and not punishing people if they don't work, because that's just going to put them off.
Some of the most groundbreaking ideas require the right opportunity and circumstances to demonstrate their value. 2 decades ago, e-learning emerged as a radical new idea, predicted to transform the world of education. But such predictions fell flat.
Sending all students home for the rest of this semester after a coronavirus outbreak on campus.
until COVID-19 struck and the potential of remote learning became clear.
One of the questions that I had for you is, what thinking needs to be helpful?
The pandemic has really changed the culture inside educational institutions and made them more open to adopting e-learning. Online learning democratizes learning to a great extent. It has allowed students to really customize learning to their needs. And you could complete an entire degree online because you may be in a part of the world where it's very difficult for you to commute to a university.
The culture change around online learning seems here to stay, but with it comes a reminder that new innovations can also struggle to overcome some old challenges. The full-time university student and mum of three, Christina Holly, studying before the pandemic was going well.
Every semester I got A's and B's. I was meeting and beating my own expectations. And my kids were studying really hard and grades were good.
But now, Christina is unable to afford the technology required to allow her family to participate in the switch to e-learning.
Having the transition to online education was terrible. There weren't enough devices in the home. I want to try and research it first. Using one Chromebook for 3 children is terrible. First of all, their schedules were at the same time. So when you have all 3 of you have to start school at 8:30 on one Chromebook, it's impossible.
According to America's Education Department, nearly 1 in 8 children do not have internet access via a desktop or laptop at home. Digital learning looks likely to entrench social inequality in the post-pandemic world.
The reliance on technology has really surfaced these inequalities that existed before, but that were not as present because everyone was in a room together.
Christina says that falling behind could force her to become a part-time student, and that this will reduce her financial aid and affect her ability to pay for her college studies.
I had to even think about what that means because this is my life. You know, this is my kid's future. There is really no other option for me other than school. This is what I need to do in order to bring us out of poverty.
Many of the innovations that have flourished during the crisis are centered around digital technology and will have become part of everyday life when the world returns to more ordinary times. Technologists and policymakers face the challenge of ensuring these new innovations do not entrench inequality, but instead broaden opportunity.
I think that this is really an important change.
Yeah, hope you have gone through the video.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am.
Yeah. And thank you. But I want the students that understand from the video. Yes? Any of the students?
Yes, students, come up.
What are the technologies you have identified as a new innovation because of the COVID pandemic situation? Anyone? I hope you are in the session.
Yeah, they are there, but they are afraid to answer.
No.
So
Whether it is right or wrong, it is. That's why I said now, because this digital platforms has given an opportunity to reach out many people, but it's also one of the cause also that we don't know how far our teachings has been reached to the students. So that's why I just want to have a confirmation.
Yeah, few are actually messaging me. They were saying that Zipline company is coming up with the new idea of supplying material. So another one which I got was, how the drones help during the pandemic period.
Yes. Yes, madam. And one more, if that's why I have shown the video, because the drone technology is having a great demand in the present scenario. Right now, if you see the yesterday's budget also, the government is giving the funds. Right now, the government is allocating the funds for establishing the drone technology in the agricultural sector. Because India, we are coming to the Indian scenario, majority of the rural people are depending upon the agriculture. Okay, so they are facing the problems with regard to how to market their product and how to increase their production point of view. Okay, so and how to overcome the problems of the financial situations and all this. So in that particular situation, these drone technologies will be helpful for them to reduce their times. That will reduce the time and it will help them in going for the fertilizer, seeding and everything. So that's why the government is giving a special priority for the drone technologies in the agriculture sector. So that is happened not only because of the pandemic, because the technologies are there, but these innovations will gain in demand when there is a need. So that's why we are saying that if you want to come up with new innovation, first of all, you need to identify what are the problems in the present scenario, whether your innovation which will lead to make the solutions for your problem. Then only your idea and your business strategy will be a feasible one. Okay, so when I coming to the process of innovation, I already told that the first will be your idea. Okay, so wherein you have to map your personal with your technical aspects, because identification of idea is a very, very important essential characteristics for a startup. That's why right now I've shown the video, like how they have been identified the new opportunities and new ideas with the present scenario. Okay, so whatever the idea you have selected, that should be suitable for the scenario and also the suitable for the target customers. Okay, so this is the way you have to identify the opportunities. Always we have to observe the changes in the environment, and also we have to recognize whether the customer is having satisfied with the product or not. So because I will give you a small example, like if you are seeing about the Fair and Lovely. So Fair and Lovely is the fairness cream for the women. Okay, we all know it's for the ladies. Okay, so and if you see the product is from the Hindustan Unilever. Okay, so and with the same motive, Hindustan Unilever, they have come up with a new product of Fair and Handsome. They have innovated because they want to come up with a new product for men also. So that's why they have been come up with Fair and Handsome, and they have given a brand ambassador of Shah Rukh Khan also because he is having a huge fan following. Okay, so despite of all these advertising strategies and methods also, if you see the sales, both the products, both are from the Hindustan Unilever, but if you see the sales of Fair and Handsome will be at upper level and Fair and Handsome will be the lower level because that product is not satisfying the need of the customer. That is not required. So that is not being satisfied with the target customer because the men doesn't give that much importance to the fairness when compared to the women. That's why the product sales got falling down. Okay. And coming to the technology also, we are seeing about like a product of Nokia. Nokia is for mobile phones. So we are seeing about Nokia is having a good brand image, okay, in terms of its battery backup. In spite of good battery brand image in terms of battery backup also, the Nokia has been taken over by the Microsoft. Why? Because it is not upgrading the technology. And right now we are seeing that always the people are preferring for the latest technologies. Okay, earlier we are having 2G, next move on to 3G, 4G, right now it is 5G. Okay, so when the technology is changing, whatever the new innovative products you are coming up, whether you have to see whether it has been satisfied with the target customer or not. Okay, and whether your product will provide solutions to the problems what the customers are facing. Okay, so in that way you have to identify the ideas. And when you are identifying the opportunity as a business, so you need to go for generating the few ideas. So in the video, you have seen the various ideas, innovative ideas they have generated, like coming up with the drone technology, digital platforms, meeting platforms, and also supply chain management. Okay, so they have ready to cook food. Okay, so all these new ideas you had to it is not like that one idea have been started, it may not be there at the end. It keep on changing out until, for example, today if you want to start a food processing, when you want to implement, okay, so that's why we have to generate many ideas, whatever idea is your idea, and later basing on that you have to follow business. And idea I hope is have to see the analysis like a strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Okay, so individual would analyze what is your strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Your product. Okay, so what is your new innovative product or idea you want to coming up with the market? What is that innovation strength? What is that weakness, opportunities, and threats? And the same thing you have to applicable to the economy also, going with the pest analysis like political, economical, social, and technological. Because internally, if your product is having a demand, but if it is not meeting the economy requirement also, your product may not be reached. Okay, so that's why always we have to do these two analyses, very, very important, like a SWOT analysis and also the pest analysis. Okay, so that is for the idea point of view. And when you are going for the screening, idea screening, you have to do the personal level screening and also the firm level screening. Okay, so when I'm going with personal level screening, whatever, who are the suppliers and buyers, and you need to find out the business network, that then only you can move on to the next firm. And very mostly important for the, especially for the woman point of view, also the family support. Okay, so that is also very important. And coming to the firm level screen, you have to consider all these points. Always we can say, that's why I said first solution is rarely the best solution, because we are coming up with a new idea, so it keep on changing with the perceptions and changing with the community requirement. Okay, so finally whatever the idea you have started, it may not be the end one. Okay, and always you have to deconstruct your idea and to discover the effects and effects, like we are knowing about the cause and effect. Okay, like if it is happened, what is the effect? Okay, so like that you need to describe your idea, that what does it do, what is special about to, and what does it compare to, and what is its effect, and what allows it to do have an effect, and what is essential for it to do, what is that? Because these are all the questions, like always when I'm talking about planning, what can I say? So what to do, how to do, where to do, when to do. Okay, like that when you are describing an idea also, you have to question yourself about all these aspects. Okay, and you have to describe the community, wherein who are your users, okay, and the experts and influence, what is their need, and what outcomes they desire, and what experience they desire. Okay, so this is the basic market research models that to find out how the people will think and choose your product. Okay, and you have to see, already told that cause and effect. If this thing is happened, what will be the effect? Okay, so always you have to do a cause and effect analysis to find out what will be the outcome and results. Okay, wherein you have to map the technology and also consider what are the perceptions and valuations of the particular production point of view. Okay, and this will be the second step in the process of innovation. The first will be like, idea generation, wherein you have to generate the ideas, you have to screen the ideas, and you have to formulate the concept. Okay, and in business proposition, basically we have to see what is the product, who are the users, what will they use, why will they use the product. This is very, very important. Business proposition is nothing but, see, so many products are there, why only the customer will choose your product. Okay, so with that, how your business will make the money. Okay, so this will be the second step in the process of innovation, like wherein you have to see that who is your customer and why do they buy and how do you make money. Like already I told you that crafting your business proposition, it is basically focused, then only you will be sustained and you will survive, and also you can expand your business in the present market scenario. Okay, and this is also one of the business influences which will define the product as a feature product and also the business. And the second most important, like feasibility study. Okay, see, first thing you had to identify, generate the ideas, and that ideas you had to check with your target customers that why that target people only, why the people only select your product. Okay, so you feel that there is a demand for your product and your product is acceptable in the market, then you have to study the feasibility. Okay, so feasibility in the sense it is a viable or not in the present scenario in terms of industry analysis, market analysis, product analysis, company analysis. Okay, so always you know in your environmental, my product is having the attractive in the market or not. So market demand, we will see, okay, whether you're free, I can go for commercialization. Okay, so this is very important in your process of innovation, like a business plan. Okay, and business plan, always you have to see the finding out your investor pitch, and also you have to go for in-depth planning about what you want to do and how you are proceeding, how you are arranging the financials and how you are marketing your product. Okay, so all that information you have to be kept in the business plan point of view. Okay, I hope you people having some knowledge about the business plan. So, but when you are planning the business plan, okay, you need to see that all these three, like 9 components should be there in your business plan. Okay, so first about your company, like what is about your company, okay, and your mission and vision statements, and what is your strength and weakness and core competences, and your legal form of the ownership of the company. Okay, and second, when you are going about the products and services, that's why very important in the innovation, like what you have to give the in-depth analysis about your product and services. Okay, so like what are the factors will give you competitive advantage or disadvantage, and what is the pricing strategy as you are following for your product or the services point of view. Okay, and you have to prepare a detailed marketing plan. Okay, how you want to reach your target customers. Because right now we are seeing that establishing the unit is compared to the establishing a unit, getting the finance and marketing is a very, very difficult task. Okay, so how you are marketing your products. Okay, what are the initial strategies you are adapting in marketing your business. Okay, new ideas. Okay, so right now we are seeing about like Jio, Reliance Jio. Okay, everyone will have the Jio only. Okay, so what is their marketing strategy? Initially they have come up with free. Okay, so like 1 year they have given a free subscription. Okay, so we have been habituated and we have been addicted. Okay, so simply they have started like penetration, like they started with $299, $399, $499, $599. Now it will be like $700. So if it is 700 also, I'm continuing with the same plan only because I'm habituated and addicted to that plan. Okay, so like that, what marketing strategy that you want to adapt to promote your new innovative product. Okay, so initially when Jio has been introduced at free of cost, people may have find that why they are giving it free for 1 year. Because if they are giving for 1 year free subscription, now if you see the what is the subscribe can for Jio when compared to the other telephonic services. Okay, so that is what the marketing strategy. Okay, and you have to do the competitor analysis always. Okay, so like basing upon these factors, what is your strength, weakness when compared to the competitors? Okay, and how it is important to the customers. Okay, if you are taking upon innovative idea, like you have to see what is my product and how I am going to set it price, quality and selection, and whether the product is reliability, sustainability, and how company reputation will be caused in terms of the strength and weakness when compared to the competitors, and advertisements and sales methods and credit policies. Okay, and the next step will be like your operational plan, that how you want to proceed. Okay, and how you are selecting your production, your location. These are all the technical feasibility aspect, like how you are technically selecting the production and location point of view and meeting the other legal requirement and other inventory requirement, and also the personal requirement, and also your suppliers, and how you are framing your credit policies. Because you are all from the commerce and management background, you see that credit policies is also very important aspect. Okay, that because when we want to sell our product, all may not be goes on cash sales. We will go on a credit sales. So how you are defining a credit policy for your target customers is also very, very important. Okay, so like that, how you are going to manage your accounts receivables and also your payables. Like we want to see, like in a aging table, like we had to put what is your how you are managing your account receivables for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. It is just a hypothetical table which will give you an idea that how you are going to manage your receivables and also your payables. Okay, and also when you are establishing a institution, organization, company, you need to have management. Okay, so that how you are framing the management and also the organization. And also very important, like how you are framing your personal financial statements. Okay, financial statements always includes that it must have your P&L account and the balance sheet. Okay, so before going to that, you have to define your startup expense and capitalization, like what is the cost you are going to incur on setting up of the project. Okay, you need to have to identify what are the sources of finances, because all these points you have to mention in your business plan. That will be the last step in the process of innovation, because this business plan will give you a clarity that how you are going to commercialize your product. Okay, commercialization in terms of selling your product. Okay, so if it is satisfying all these feasibilities only, like financial, technical, marketing feasibility only, commercialization will be possible. Okay, and you all know that what are the financial projections using your ratios and also the break-even point. Okay, so because the break-even is very, very important for the entrepreneur to reach the margins. Okay, so I can say that it is it's an ongoing activity, because once you define your business plan, you can't feel that it will be go in the same way. Okay, it's keep on changing. Why? Because we have to reviewing it regularly. Okay, so because it should be an assumption in your plan that how you have to going to make in such a way that it should be acceptable. Okay, it should be lead to the commercialization and reach the investor's pitch. Okay, so this is what the points I want to give it to you regarding that. When you want to start any business, when you want to go for any new innovative idea, you have to see that whether that idea will fire your motivation to keep your business running for a long term. That's why that is a very, very important point in your innovation point of view. Okay, so like what product you are going to innovate, it must have a long-term sustainability. Okay, and whether it is a viable in the sense acceptable business proposition in your area. Okay, so always you have to check out with the basic market research, and all after that you have to test it in the market whether your product is acceptable by the target customers or not. Okay, for that you have to consult with the experts to go for more modifications which will be add value addition to your product. Okay, and always you have to look out for the competition in the market, and always to see whether the innovation that you want to see. Like earlier I have given a video where they are giving a huge innovations has been taken place in the healthcare sector, and they have been taking place in the pharmaceuticals and also the food processing industries. Like in the present scenario, you see that whatever the industry and whatever the product you are going to innovate, whether the particular industry is a sunrise industry. Sunrise industry is nothing but a booming industry in the present scenario. Okay, because it's a booming, it will not be sustainable for a long period. Always we see in our economics, business cycle will be there. Okay, the period of boom, after that it will be go on to the recession, like depression, and again the recovery. So when you are selecting an innovative idea, you see that whether it will be in the sunrise industry or not. Okay, so you have to evaluate your business opportunity, and finally you have to conceptualize your project. Okay, so this is what the steps that has been involved in your process of innovation. These are very simplified manner, but coming to the actual process of innovation, you have to see the idea generation, and you have to go for business proposition, and next business feasibility, next your business plan. Okay, and the business plan must have includes that 9 components which will give you a clarity regarding how you have to project your market, technicality, financial, and what is your return on investment. Because always we are investing in our business, we have to see our ROI. Because see, in your economics, you are studying about the concept of this. We can say a next best alternative, opportunity cost principle. Okay. What the opportunity cost principle is saying that if, see, I'm having 5 lakhs rupees. Okay, I'm investing that 5 lakhs rupees in a bank as a FD, I will get 6% rate of interest, which is risk free. Instead of that, if I am investing my 5 lakhs rupees in a business, so my return on investment should be more than my next best alternative. Like it should be more than 6%. Then only whatever the decision I have taken to invest in that particular innovative idea, that should be a feasible one and acceptable one. Okay, so that way we have to evaluate and we have to come up with a new innovation technology wherein we have to match with the technology, because whatever the products and services you are right now we are coming up with, always it must have been associated with the latest technology. Okay, so whether we are ready with the technology upgradations in our product and services in order to meet the new markets in the global scenario. So that is what major aspect of establishing the Innovation Institution Council at every higher education levels, where this Innovation Council, you people have their officials has to motivate the students to come up with the new innovations. Okay, so wherein they have to understand, because coming up with innovation is technically they may come up, but how to commercialize the innovation is very, very important. Okay, so this sessions will enlighten you with awareness about how to proceed for the commercialization in a much better way. Okay, so with these words, and one more thing also, if anybody wants to start up their own enterprises and come up with knowing about what are the benefits the government is giving for startups coming up with new innovations, so you can go through with this Champions portal. This is also one of the initiatives done by the Ministry of MSME as a part of COVID-19 initiative. COVID-19 pandemic situation, because so small enterprises, they are facing a problem to reach out the government officials. So for that they have coming up with this Champions portal. So if you want to know about any government schemes and supports, and also the schemes which are specially designed for the startups and existing entrepreneurs, you get all the information by visiting this portal, Champions portal. The Champions is an abbreviation, so schemes and supports and all the information. Okay, so this is what I want to share with you all with today's session. Okay, and if you are having any queries, we have a discussion for the queries, sir.
Ma'am, I have one doubt, ma'am. It was wonderful session, ma'am. Ideation to the implementation you have taught. Really, it has given me a lot of inputs from you, so that we can enhance our IIC cell and incubation centers. And because by started your lecture, I didn't even go to my home. I was alone in the college because I want to listen till end of your class. It was really good, ma'am. And one doubt I have, ma'am, like from the incubation center, can we apply funds from the MSME, or can we apply any startup ideas funding from MSME, ma'am?
Yeah, so actually, madam, there is a scheme under Aspire, which is under Ministry of MSME, to establish livelihood business incubators, LBIs. So many of the management and engineering colleges around our Hyderabad also got funding under this LBI for setting up of livelihood business incubation centers at the respective premises. Okay, so after the session, I will share you the guidelines. Okay, otherwise you can also refer in the Google about this Aspire scheme. Okay, to set up livelihood business incubators.
Okay, ma'am. Me and Padmaja madam will come and meet you, ma'am. We want to enhance our center and establish. So definitely we will take your suggestions and all. Will improve ourselves.
Sure, madam. Sure. Any queries?
So after your detailed lecture, ma'am, I don't think our students have any queries. I just would like to add a few things to this. Okay, the present government is emphasizing on setting up of this institutional mechanism to provide all the innovation help and make the youth to be the innovators. So as madam was telling, guys, you the youngsters, you have time, you have knowledge, you follow the saying given by ma'am, and keep up a promise that you will not only invent, innovate, and invest, but also create an impact in the society. So with this, I would again ask the students if you have any queries. Yes. One of the student was asking me, madam, with regards to the patents. Probably everything in one session may not be possible, but we would like to know something even about how to get the patents. So they were actually into, producing or manufacturing some juice products. So they would like to know whether is it possible to get the patents or not.
Yeah, for manufacturing the product, madam, they have to protect their brand through trademark. Okay, so patent will be for the service. Okay, so for manufacturing product, for the brand protection, you will have trademark. Okay, so patent and all these IPFC, we can say intellectual property festation centers. And if you want to have a knowledge about these patent trademarks and also the copyrights, so I will so we will support you in how to get the trademarks, patents and copyrights for your product and also the technologies. Because for the new innovative technologies, it will be go for patent protection. Okay, for manufacturing product, always we need to have a brand protection. For that, we require trademark. Okay, so here we are having the IPF center. We will guide you then how to go for the patent, trademark and also the copyrights.
Student, this juncture I want to share. First, you check whether your innovation has been already done by somebody else. That you need to check first. After verification, then you come up with your idea.
Yes, madam, that's absolutely right. So firstly, because it should not be copied, because if in the trademark also, if the similar name, it's also existing somewhere else also, it will not be accepted. So that's why whatever the idea you are inventing, you have always checked it. Okay, so with all the similar forms, that whether they are going for that particular idea or a product or not. After that only you can contact. Okay.
Yes, Roshni, you can take over.
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute.
Yeah, guys, before we wind up, the link will be shared to you in the chat box. Okay. So once the feedback is done, you can fill up the feedback form. Yeah, please proceed, ma'am.
I've shared the feedback link in the chat box already.
Fine.
Yeah. And everybody is requested to stay in the meet and fill the link, because after you fill the link, only then you'll be getting the e-certificate and will not be providing the link anywhere else but just in the meeting. So if anybody has any questions, the platform is open for the questions. If not, you can just type in no in the chat box and we'll continue further.
Yeah, it's done.
No, I'm just asking for the student, because you guys, you and Ananta Lakshmi ma'am were asking, so if they have any doubts, they can just ask. I had a doubt actually. So I have read somewhere that before launching any product, they do this trial session that will this product work or not. Now I want to start a small business which is based on clothing. So even I thought that I'll just make a few samples of them first and do the marketing, and if I get the response, then I'll go further with it. So if there is any suggestion, if that is right, or any other way to get people's attention on the business, how do we do it?
Yeah. Target customers. Okay, find your target geographical area. Okay, so that will be suitable for that particular customers. Okay, so because if you are seeing that the customer preferences will be changes from the area to the area or state to the state. Okay, so you can identify who are your target customers, what is their age levels, what is the preferences. Basing on that, you have to come up with a small Google form questions. Okay, so you have to pass that form to the various. You may get the database if you contact the related industries or somewhere, so you can get the feedback. Okay, otherwise within the geographical region also, if you know the people, you can just go for a personal interview also. Okay, because this is the way you have to take the inputs. So because when you are come up with a new product, so you see whether already competitors will be there. If you are going with like clothing, okay, many people are having a boutiques and different centers will be there. And you see not only people, big companies also coming into this retail sector. Okay, we are having a Reliance Mart, everything is there. So you had to take, not only with the samples, you had to take a small survey, going with a Google form and do with the personal interviews. Okay, so that you can have an idea that how better I can improve so that I may get a clientele for my product. Okay, so you had to okay, so giving the samples is one of the strategy. Along with you can add all this also so that you can get a better response.
Okay, and also because it is just a startup, and the thing I am thinking is a little customized thing. So, do you suggest having a stock or just go with the orders? Like when you get the order, then you get the raw material and do it, or have a stock?
Then the better way you can upload your product in the digital portals. Okay, so you can upload in the platforms, e-commerce platforms. Okay, so where you can display your product, those who are required, and they can place the orders. Basing on that, you can get the materials and you can deliver it to the required customers. This is the best way so that you can reach out to many people, not only within our region, you can reach anywhere in the world. Okay, so this is also one of the best strategy you can adopt.
Okay, ma'am, thank you. Now our fellow mate Ali will be giving the vote of thanks. You're muted. Can you just unmute yourself?
A very good afternoon, everyone present here. Am I audible right now?
Yes, you are.
So, what I personally feel that this session, what we can, as a student, we can pick from this session is that ma'am has cleared out the basics of entrepreneurship and innovation, because you can only innovate something when you know the basics, you know the procedure. And the way she has specified the basics of how we have to take down the major points such as business environment, competitive spirit among the companies, and etc. I would like to thank ma'am for all those knowledgeable terms that she used for us. And now I would like to take this opportunity to thank the IIC committee, especially our convener Ananta Lakshmi ma'am, and our faculty coordinator C. Padmaja ma'am, and of course our resource person Vijaya ma'am for her kind words and taking out time from a busy schedule to give us. I would also like to thank the management and our principal Dr. D. Sundar Reddy for his support to the IIC cell. Lastly, I would like to thank all the participants for their cooperation and interest, which made this session a success. Thank you. Thank you everyone once again.
Thank you, Vijaya ma'am. I request all the participants to just fill the feedback form and we'll close it.
Yeah, once again, thank you, Padmaja madam.
Thank
and
you, ma'am.
Lakshmi madam.
Thank you, Vijaya ma'am. It was really good. And soon we will be having more interaction with you.
Sure,
Ma'am,
actually more workshops also under your IIC. Okay, so step by step, like whatever we are thinking about this innovation process, wherein you can arrange step by step so that people will have a clear cut clarity on that how they have to proceed, because it should be a complete giving a briefing about the things, so that will give you much more clarity so that they can go for coming up with the new innovations. And also you can conduct many business plan these things also to check their innovative levels in so how they want to commercialize the product. So all this also you can conduct under your IIC madam. So wherever my help and my requirement is there, I'll definitely
thank you very much, ma'am.
I'll definitely add my inputs to you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. You were actually down to earth, and you were telling all the things in such a simple way that even the students can understand it so easily, and you made the process so easy, ma'am. It's that only we need to have an idea now. We can jump into the implementation part. And I feel all our students will definitely join the hands and say, yes, we are for India and we are from India. This is similar to what the Modi government was saying. It's for the product should be for India and it should be from India, wherein they can make the market from local to global. With this short note, we will end up this meet. I hope all of you have enjoyed and had a great time. Thank you, one and all. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. I'll leave the session, madam.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Students, all of you fill up the feedback form.
Okay, Padmaja ma'am, I'm leaving. Thank you. Good session, ma'am. It was very good. The tabular form and all. She showed
Yes.
that is what actually students has to draw.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Vinaya, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Vinaya, ma'am, you were there
Thank you, ma'am, for giving
for
the
the whole session. For the whole session, you were there. Thank you very much, Vinaya, ma'am. And all the other students.
Thank you, Padmaja ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, Akash.
Thank you, ma'am, to all of you.
Yeah, we can close the call. And share the feedback form in the students' main group also. Roshni?
Okay, ma'am, we'll do that. I'll do
Yes,
that.
ma'am. A very good job by all the coordinators, starting from Kevin. And I know some are there on the screen and many are there behind the screen who helped us, okay, directly as well as indirectly in motivating the students and making them be present in the session. And I hope the report part is also will be done. And if you have taken any screenshots, please share it in our group. Okay, so that we can add all that in the reporting part. Hope Sanjana is there in this meet and could.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Yes, dear. So take up all the inputs and see that you include all these things in our report. Thank you, one and all. We will end the meet now.